Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to J&J Squared Circle Wrestling Updates and Commentary. This is our weekly Smackdown Recap for 5/21/2019. I am your host, Josh. This is my co-host, John. We are on the first Smackdown after Money in the Bank. Again, a lot of things happened at Money in the Bank. A lot of big changes for SmackDown happened at Money in the Bank. And of course, you know, first SmackDown after, so we get to see kind of what has progressed because of that, what's going to be new, what's the same, things of that nature, what is going on. And I'm here, John's here. We're going to run through that real quick. First and foremost, before we even get started, I left out something on last night's show for the Raw recap that I think was kind of important. And basically, at the end of the match, the last match last night, Kofi and Seth Rollins won. And after they won, Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman came out, basically teasing them both. Basically, like, am I going to cash it in? Am I not going to cash it in? Seth Rollins is sitting there in the ring with a chair, and trying to make sure that he's not going to cash it in right there because, they were super whipped. And they basically ended it with Heyman saying that they were actually going to announce when he was going to cash it in. So we don't know if it's going to be Kofi. We don't know if it's going to be Seth. But there are some hints as to when he's going to be cashing that in, and we're pretty sure that it's going to be at Super Showdown because it looks like they're trying to build this up to just be one epic Friday morning pay-per-view. But I needed to put that in there right off the bat. I want to make sure that I don't leave anything out. So that was so thank you guys for bearing with me on that. So let's get this started. What do you say, John? What's going on with you, man?
Let's get on. I'm happy to be back. Glad to see everyone again, and just ready to give you our commentary and news.
I know we just started and he already wanted a vacation. What is going on with that? What's up with that? He hasn't even gone through his probationary period yet. All right, so first things first. Elias is found in the back, basically apologizing to Shane for losing at Money in the Bank, and he basically assures Shane that if he wants, he'll be there at Super Showdown to back him up. Shane basically says that he's going to handle Roman on his own. And then that ends that. Next thing you know, you got Kofi and Xavier. They come out together, and they want to welcome back Big E. Pretty funny segment. I rather enjoyed it. They says, well, we're going to bring him out now. And then they bring out somebody that's underneath a black tablecloth. They take it off, and it's some gaper nobody knows. Doesn't even fit into Big E's clothes, and he's tossing pancakes around. And
I guess it's
somebody said that I think it was Xavier said that he basically looked like what would happen if they put Big E in a dryer. He'd shrink, and the guy's knees, oh, they were awful. They were so ashy. I mean, it was really, really bad ashy. Like, I don't even understand how they got that way. It looked like somebody took a piece of sandpaper and tried to, smooth out his kneecaps for him. But they made the comment like, "Oh, look at her knee. Why are you so ashy?" Yeah, man, you ashy.
I wonder who he was on his knees for.
Yeah, it was bad. So they kicked him off. And then And then you hear the classic, oh, feel the power on Big E. And Big E comes out and they go into the ring. They start to celebrate, start having a good time. Everybody's happy Big E's back. New Day's back. Only to be interrupted by Sami Zayn. By KO first. KO comes out. They
he doesn't say a word.
He's standing there just looking at him. Then Sami Zayn comes out and starts talking, and then they basically say, "Oh, because Sammy's all upset that he didn't get a big celebration," and they says, "Well, you're awfully right about that, and you know what? We're gonna get you what KO got at Money in the Bank, which is nothing." And KO threw a temper and walked away. Didn't say a single word from the time he walked out to the time he left. Sammy's out there throwing his little stupid knockoff of Daniel Bryan's character, and basically creates a Sami Zayn Kofi Kingston match. Move on from there. You find Carmella, and she finds R-Truth. She's trying to find R-Truth. R-Truth is hiding underneath a blonde wig that looks like he stole from Andy Rose. And R-Truth is basically hiding because last night he won the 24/7 belt. Now, I'm going to say this, you guys. If you don't know, on Raw, they unveiled a belt called the 24/7 belt, which is basically a knockoff of the old hardcore title. I'm going to put this nice and simple in terms of the 24/7 belt. I would like to personally congratulate every single jobber in the WWE because you finally got your own belt. Good job, guys.
Congrats to everyone. B team, you almost had it tonight.
Almost had it. They're still, yeah. If the B team can't even win a jobber belt, well, guess what? That means they're the C team, and they're basically full of cunts. So
you know what happened is they were fighting each other to lay on top of another man. All right. But then they kept
that's later. So anyway, Carmella takes R-Truth. She's going to help him out. And then we move on to actually what I think was the match of the night. Ali versus Andrade. Great match. Great match. It ended up with Ali winning. I'm gonna let you fill in the gaps on this match. What did you think about it?
I thought it was a very solid match between two guys who work really hard, obviously. Andrade and Ali, I don't know if people out there noticed, it seems like each one, they'll win one week, then lose in the other. But I other than that, I think they work really well. I could see a feud going on with them after the feud with Andrade and Finn Balor, which I also think is, those two work really well together as well. But in terms of Ali and Andrade, I'm really excited to see more of them should it happen. I really am.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to go wrong with those guys. They're awesome stars, man. They put on a great show. Andrade was killer in NXT, and Ali as well. And I'm really glad that Andrade's getting his opportunity to really show off what he can do. It's only going to help him later when they do decide to give him that big push.
And you know what? I'm also glad that Selena Vega is with him. I think she's great for his mouthpiece.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think about it, but I think she's awesome.
He's hard to understand otherwise, and I'm not trying to knock his ethnicity at all. It's just, for an American audience, sometimes it's kind of difficult to follow him a little bit, and it's just like, I have to put him up there I have to put him up there with kind of like Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar can't talk on the mic to save his life either. He's just his voice just doesn't match his body. I've actually heard women that have scarier voices than him. So at the end of the day, some people just need a new mouthpiece, and that's her, because she can't wrestle worth a damn. So
I don't
she
think
might
she's
as well
been
be
given
a
a chance.
manager,
I
huh?
don't think she's been given a real chance. I
I've
mean,
seen her in the ring a couple of times, and I could tell you, I have better time cleaning my toenails than watching her wrestle. So she's in a much better place, much better place. So I would like to move forward. And Carmella. So we go back to the back. Ali wins. We go back to the back. Carmella has decided that she is going to give R-Truth a complete and utter makeover. Going to totally change his looks. And I gotta give it to R-Truth, man. For he takes some of the most bizarre, stupidest spots. Um, Last night he actually called the 24/7 title the European title. I'm gonna take this European title. That's what he said, which I thought was kind of funny, because there was a lot of forums out there where people were actually hoping that it was the European or the TV title. So I think that was a pretty funny little Easter egg in there from R-Truth. But anyway, so now we got a new match coming. It's Carmella versus Mandy Rose. Mandy comes out. Everybody's on the announcer tables, basically wetting their pants, and then Carmella comes out with R-Truth fully done up, and in all the garb. The match doesn't get very far. A whole bunch of people realize that it's R-Truth.
I wonder what game.
I say that in an entertainment way. Realized it was R-Truth.
I wonder what gave him away. Maybe the belt.
I don't. Yeah, right. I honestly thought Carmella was gonna screw him over and pin him and take the belt.
No, you know what? I think people are expecting that. So I think they're just going to build that up for a couple weeks and then have her do that to him. They don't want to do that right away.
And then, so people started running. R-Truth winds up putting Carmella on his back, and they take off. And then they escaped. Bum, bum, bum. And then we go to back behind stage again. Bayley's giving an interview, and they're basically doing the whole classic, how you feel about winning the title. She gives a classic speech, and, is the huggable one this? And she says, no, I'm going to do whatever it takes to defend this title. The hugs are over. I don't know what that means.
I know she pulled that promo before. I don't know. I don't get it.
I don't know if that means that she wants to evolve her character while she has this belt. I don't know. Unless she's saying that the hugs are available for the fans, just not for her competitors. She wants to be more fierce in the ring, but more, still loving to the fans. I don't know. We'll see. Moving on, they find Big E on the ground. He's breathing in pain with with his knee, because he still wasn't cleared to wrestle. He clearly had a knee brace on. That particular injury takes at least 6 months to heal. So he was only gone for, I think, 9 weeks. So at the end of the day, he wasn't ready to wrestle. After they cut back, they did a little bit of talking with a little bit of a commercial. Basically said that he was heading to the hospital.
You know what? I truly believe, since he came back, I think they're gonna put him on TV, just not take any bumps. I think he's just gonna be the hype man.
No, yeah. He's definitely gonna be the voice for the New Day for a little bit, and rightfully so. If he's able to walk around like that, then he's capable of tossing out a few lines. So we move on. Kofi comes running out in a huff. He yanks off his vest. He's ready for a fight against Sami Zayn, and they go at it. Good match. Great match. Kofi winds up winning. Kofi's doing his little celebration. Out of nowhere, Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler appears out of nowhere and just starts hammering on Kofi. Knocking the piss out of him. Just whooping him up and down the ring. Winds up finally leaving. They start to wheel Kofi out on a stretcher. Kofi decides to get up and walk out on his own will, and then that ends that. What do you think about that, John? What do you think about the return of the Ziggler of the show off?
You know what? I'm excited. I was excited. I was actually surprised that he was going to come back. I didn't hear anything about him coming anytime soon. So to me, it was a huge surprise. I think it'll be good. I think it's good that Kofi is going to get jumped.
I mean, I knew Dolph was coming back. I just didn't know exactly when. I knew it was soon. On his show that he does, he said that he was ready to come back, and he also made it clear that he was coming back to WWE. Because the question came up with him: was he thinking about AEW? Was he and his answer was, I'm not going to AEW. I'm staying with WWE. So I knew he was coming back. I just didn't know when. I'm actually a fan of this move. I'm a fan of him going at it. He's all because he's been gone doesn't mean he's less of a veteran. So
I think this break is what he needed to be honest with you. So he's revamped. He's still Dolph Ziggler. He's not a new character, but you can.
Well, he may be a new character though. We haven't seen his gimmick yet. He may be completely new. I know he was trying to get rid of that theme song. I mean, for a while he came out without a theme song. He may be trying to get rid of that show off role. We don't know. I kind of hope he's evolving this character into something a little bit more ruthless. I kind of hope so. It's kind of a, I don't know, it's kind of a bitter end too at the same time because of the fact that his character is one of the last characters left from the Edge era.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of cool, that but at the same time, understand characters have to evolve, especially today. So we'll see how it comes out, see if he's evolved it's because of the break. So now we go on and we head into Roman Reigns. He's walking through the parking lot, and then the ever almighty Elias decides that he wants to serenade Roman Reigns on top of a truck and trailer. And I don't know how I feel about that. But moving on from there, Roman just kind of looks up at him like,
right.
Like, what are you doing up there? Okay. And he's literally singing to Roman, and Roman's just like, whatever, and just turns around and walks away.
I think he thought it was perfect because, there's moonlight, there's stars.
Yeah.
So, I think it was a perfect timing.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I guess so. If it wasn't Roman, who was it going to be?
Shano.
Yeah, Shane would have loved that.
Yeah.
He would have threw money.
Right.
Oh, man, that was one of my worst jokes. Okay, so we're going to move on from there. And we've got Bayley and Becky versus Lacey and Charlotte. And typical match. I mean, it was it was almost the exact same thing that we got with the Seth Rollins Kofi Kingston match last night. You know, two champions teamed up together to go up against, you know, their rivals.
Right.
And
same result.
Same exact result. Bayley and Becky won. They tore it up. And that was pretty much it. It was obviously there was a bunch of little promo stuff in between, you know, trying to just fuel the fire for these guys, because Charlotte's obviously going after Bayley, Lacey's still going after Becky, and you know, we know how all that's going to turn out. So moving from there, we get to go back to the jobber belt called the 24/7 and championship, and Jinder Mahal, the one jobber that I never thought would be a jobber, attacks R-Truth, and R-Truth gets out and escapes. B-Team attacks R-Truth. One of them pins him. The other one tries to rip the other one off. That's my man. Stay away from him.
They both get jealous.
They both got jelly. And in the whole confusion of it, R-Truth gets away again. And that's the last we see of R-Truth all night. That was
Have
it.
you noticed something? He is the longest 24/7 champion of all
ever.
time. Amazing.
You know,
Amazing.
bravo, R-Truth. You know, future Hall of Famer, I'm calling it.
Yep.
Just because of that belt. You know what though? I will say this. I'm making fun of the belt. Honestly, it's kind of a fresher breath air, because you know what? They're having fun with it. You know, they're having fun with it. They know it's bullshit. They know it's kind of a it's a novelty, you know, because you get a whole group of guys running after one guy, and then you got a superstar standing there, and then you kind of looks at him like,
You know what? You know what these promos or these scenes remind me of is a game of tag.
yeah, pretty much.
You know, it's like that's all it is. It's like tag.
Except with a few backhands here and there.
Yeah.
And then we come back to the ringside, and Ziggler comes out and cuts what I believe is the best promo of his entire career.
I do too. I thought it was a really good promo. He knocked it out of the park within 2 minutes. He was given 2 minutes time, and he made his point across. You know, and got the heat for it that he needed. And during the promo, he challenged Kofi to Super Showdown and for the WWE title, and I think that's going to be a great match as well. To be honest with you, I think Super Showdown is building up to be a very good pay-per-view or card. A lot better than what they had last year. But you know, I mean,
I think anything's better than what they had last year. Last year was just god awful.
I think last year was a test run. So now they saw that they didn't have ratings in the US because, you know, those cards were just all thrown together. Now they're actually trying to build it up.
Well, they're not going to be doing the Greatest Royal Rumble again.
No, but they do have the 50-man Battle Royal.
Yeah, but it's actually at Showdown, right? Yeah. So what I think they're doing is they're puking the money that they would have been using on that stupid Royal Rumble match, and they're putting and combining the funds. It's quite possible, you know, because that Royal Rumble, the Greatest Royal Rumble, was just stupid.
Pointless. It was absolutely pointless.
But Ziggler's going to be fighting Kofi, and honestly, great matchup.
Yeah,
great matchup, because not only that too, these two have a history. They have, this isn't their first time fighting each other. They've basically damn near been in the business at the same time. Real close.
Pretty much
close. Yeah. You know, if you guys don't know, Dolph Ziggler, he started out with the Spirit Squad,
Male cheerleading squad, by the way.
You know, and these guys got to go up against Triple H and Shawn Michaels when they reformed D-Generation X. This was right at the beginning of the PG era. Wasn't it?
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah,
Possibly.
I remember that. It was real close to the beginning of the PG era because I remember DX saying that, well, look, we're in the PG era now. We can't say beep and we can't say beep.
Right.
And don't ever say beep.
Right.
You know, and you know, and that whole, you know, DX thing, and then Vince McMahon put him, or Shane McMahon put him up against the Spirit Squad because they were from his hometown or whatever, and out of all those idiots, Dolph Ziggler actually showed the most skill set, and he's stuck around ever since. He's
definitely been the most successful.
Yeah. I mean, it's just I wasn't necessarily a fan of him then, but then again too, you know, he was so new that it, you know, he didn't really stand out until he started going solo on his own. And when he did, I've always liked Dolph. He's always been you know, and I don't know if you noticed too, but he's very over enthusiastic in the ring when he goes to grab things, and the way he scurries and everything, it almost kind of reminds me of a cartoon. It's just, you know, and but he's damn good, and he could sell the shit out of the super kick.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, so Ziggler came out basically saying that that it should have been him in that match. Every time Kofi was out there outperforming, it should have been Dolph. You know, every time when Kofi won the belt, it should have been Dolph. You know, so all these things went down, and you know, throughout this whole process that Kofi's had leading up to the point now where he has the title, Dolph said that it should have been him, and he just laid out this huge thing, and it wound up coming to the Superstar show or Super Showdown, and that's where they're going to compete. And I think it's going to be a good match for that show.
I do too.
We were wondering who Kofi's was going to have to face, and I'm really happy that it's not Sammy or KO. I'm really happy it's not. I'm really glad Dolph Ziggler stepped up. So move on to Roman versus Elias. Elias comes out. Roman comes out. They start to fight. Shane's by Elias's side. Shane basically interferes damn near every opportunity he gets. Roman finally gets ahead. Spears Elias. 1, 2, 3. It's over. Shane wasted no time whatsoever. Got in the ring. Attacked Roman. Roman then, you know, gets ahead. Superman punches Shane, and as soon as he does, Drew McIntyre comes out and Claymore kicks Roman in the face, and which leads to the end of the show. Overall, okay, I give this show, I give it a big 3. It wasn't really that entertaining. It was mainly just a setup phase. There's still a lot of unanswered questions, and did they do a Firefly tonight?
No, they did not do
it. I think that pretty much says it all. That it looks to be that Bray Wyatt is on Raw.
I can't wait for him to actually make an appearance. I mean,
I'm not saying this is gonna happen, but so is Nikki Cross. Just putting it out there. Putting it out there.
Right.
So, but anyway,
And have you noticed that they've been showing her a lot more over the past couple weeks too?
Well, it's obvious she's going to start a feud with Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
It's obvious she's going to start a feud with Alexa Bliss. How they start this feud with her, I don't know. Alexa's kind of a bitch, so it's not really that difficult to hate her. Nikki's really playing off a real kind of a firecracker just waiting to freaking pop. You know, she's playing, you know, she's very sensitive right now. You know, in her character form, she's real vulnerable. And it's obvious that Nikki's just waiting to just go psychotic. So I think what they've done is they've basically built this character that's just, you know, rather than bounce off the walls 100%, they're waiting for her to just. But anyway, so Firefly wasn't tonight. It was only on Raw, so it looks like he's going to be a Raw man. But overall, there's still a lot of questions. There's still a lot of questions to be had. They're not. They haven't got everything set in stone just yet. We'll see. What do you think, John? What do you think of that show?
SmackDown, I thought it was okay. I don't know what grade I would exactly give it, but I mean, you know, it was okay. That's all I can really say about it. You know, I liked Raw better last night, but
yeah,
you know,
I definitely liked I liked Raw a little bit better. I liked it a little bit better. There's a little bit more action, I think. You know,
yeah.
Tonight you had a lot of jokes about 24/7 and you know, things like that. So, but that pretty much wraps it up. Is there anything you want to add to before we wrap these up?
No, you know, it was great to be back tonight. You know, I'm glad to see everyone again. Hopefully you come back on Saturday for us, and we'll get in more details and, you know, give you what we got.
Yeah, you guys come in, stop in on Saturday, Saturday evening. That's when we put out our big show. That's when we actually go into a lot more detail on the weekly events. We go into everything in detail, and we actually give you guys what we believe is going to happen further. And we also, you know, just we throw out the news from other sources, throw out the rumors for other sources. We talk about it, we break them down, and we try to figure out where they might be going with all this stuff. So come and check us out on Saturdays. Great show. You guys, I'm going to wrap this up. John, thank you so much for joining us today. Glad your vacation went well. And you guys, I'm Josh. And thank you guys again. This has been our SmackDown recap for 5/21/2019. Go on YouTube, like and share our stuff, subscribe, hit the bell, tell us what you think, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you.